What is going on, Knoxville? It's John coming at you live from Mad Vapes here in Knoxville. That's 10542 Kingston Pike, and I got a treat for you guys today. I'm going to review for you guys the Cloud Beast. That's right. Most of you know it by the TFV12 name. I'm just going to do a quick review over this, give you guys kind of the ins and outs of it, let you know its actual wattage capabilities and the ohms that it ohms out to. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. Here is the tank. Here is a 60 milliliter of juice. That is crazy. This thing is like they named it perfect. It really is the king of the Cloud series. The coil that is actually in here, I call it the revolver coil. It's the T12 coil. It comes with 6 of these little coils all wrapped around it. Now I would take this one apart, however it is the shop model. But if you guys would like to see this thing in action, you can come from Friday, March 3rd to Sunday, March 5th. We have one set up on display. We're going to actually let you guys fire this up, get a taste for it. I guarantee you guys, you will be sold on this as soon as you try it. The coil that it comes with, the revolver coil or T12, it is a 0.12 ohms, which is ridiculous because a lot of coils these days are 0.2, 0.5, 0.6, 0.4. This one is a 0.12, so it's basically like an RDA build that you're tossing on there. Now, and another good thing is about the 0.1 ohm builds is the majority of devices out there can run it without a problem, especially the G350 that is kind of made for this. It goes to 350 watts. It can push this thing to its fullest potential. Why do I bring that one up? Because the coil in here can go to 350 watts. 350 watts is ridiculous. It is more power than the majority of tanks out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to scratch what I just said. It is more power than all tanks out there. There is not a tank out there that you can push to 350 watts without it immediately burning up. This coil is capable of doing that. Now the wattage range is 130 to 200 watts. However, we've got one in. We were messing around with it. You can fire this thing at 350 watts. Now it is hot. I don't know anybody that can take longer than probably a 2-second pull off of it. But the flavor that comes out of it, especially if you use our Jake Break Long Haul juice or our Burst Citrus juice, both of those taste amazing through this coil at 350 watts. At 200 watts, this thing tastes amazing. 200 watts is higher than almost every coil out there. Some coils can push it. Only coil that comes to mind is the TFV8's highest coil. I think it's the T10, I believe. It is the only one that is like capable of touching 200 watts. Even then, it doesn't have a sustained life. This thing has a sustained life, that little T12 coil. The next one is actually the X4 coil. Look at that. That is the coils in this thing. That is huge. You can see through the coil and see my back wall. You can see my eye. What is that? That is crazy. That is, it's immaculate, actually. I'm going to like go away from all these negative adverbs and verbs and adjectives. Man, I messed that one up. None of those were verbs or adverbs. What is wrong with me? I graduated college. Couldn't tell. Anyways, this X4 coil. Now, this is kind of your medium range coil. It's a 0.15 ohms. It goes up to 200 watts. So right here, the medium range coil is the most high rated coil in the 8s. So already they've got this thing beat, the TFV8 beat and doubled already. And we're just on medium range coil. It's best between 90 and 130. However, once again, you can run it at 200. But if you want to get a full life out of this coil, usually about 2 weeks, it can withstand 130 watts. Once again, it's really about your preference. But for those people that love flavor, and heat usually brings out the flavor in a lot of juices, this is the tank for you. I mean, the flavor that comes through all of these coils is amazing. Now, every single one of these coils produces a bigger, thicker cloud than the TFV8. I mean, their smallest coil right here, the Q4 coil, they actually like did something pretty cool and put lightning bolts on it. I like it because I'm a huge Flash fan, and as soon as I seen that, I was like, I'm gonna buy those coils just because it looks like the Flash. But anyways, this coil is known as their flavor coil. That's the coil. That is literally, that is crazy. Huge. You can actually see all the way to the bottom. This is the connection to the 510 that will actually fire it. You can see all the way to the bottom. A lot of people are like, oh, that's nasty. Juice is going to seep into there, mess it all up. No, they took their time with this. You're not going to see a re-release model or a recall on these tanks because Smock took their time. This isn't like pre-ordering a video game where you get half the game when it comes out. Smock took their time and released this thing on time like they wanted to because they knew you don't get a second shot when you're messing with this high of wattage. They took their time, studied it, researched it, and built the best tank out there right now. The Q4 coil is 0.15 ohms again, just like the X4. It's 60 to 190 watts is its range. Already beat the Cloud Beast out. But its best range is 90 to 160. 160 watts, two weeks of life out of its smallest coil is ridiculous. That is amazing. That is amazing. This tank's flavor, I cannot express to you guys. That's why I'm going to ask you guys to come in this weekend and just see it. See it for yourself. The taste is impeccable. You cannot match it. There's no other tank out there. As a matter of fact, when it comes to tanks, this is the tank that is going to get you the closest to how flavor and cloud tastes and throws on an RDA. I mean, this tank actually beats out 40% of the RDAs out there, and it's actually as good as the rest of the RDAs I've seen. And I mean, for a lot of people out there, they wanted something that they could fill up because dripping was getting on their nerves. This is the tank, guys. You no longer have to sacrifice anything. So come on down to Mad Vapes. We're here in Knoxville, 10542 Kingston Pike. I've got a ton of these in stock, but you need to pick them up before they go. They're selling like hotcakes.